It's 10 days to the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Welcome to Joy News Prime. We're coming to you from our studios here at Koko Mnemle in Accra. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV 125, and around the world on myjoyonline.com. I am Carlos Caloni.
And I'm Faustina. So for tonight, Volta Lake tragedy, 15 lives lost, countless questions unanswered. We'll tell you about government's proposal to introduce new regulations that will make it compulsory for individuals traveling to and from the islands in the OT region to wear life jackets.
And tonight, Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, HEFRA, cracks down on rogue clinics, shut down 10 facilities operating without proper authorization in the Ashanti region. We are live to the Ashanti region for the very latest on the exercise.
Also tonight, fresh report by the National Development Planning Commission exposes the alarming cost of delayed government projects, with Ghana losing over 70 billion Ghana cedis in 2024 alone. We have details plus the NDPC's verdict on the mining sector.
And later, Ghana's water woes. The nation faces 17.7 billion Ghana cedis bill if galamsey pollution of our water bodies continues. More from the Ghana Water Limited warning later in the bulletin. Remember, we are Joy News. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism.
It's a good time to take a seat and please be our guest.
Well, in a bold move to safeguard public health, the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, HEFRA, has launched a nationwide crackdown on unlicensed and non-compliant health facilities, closing down 10 clinics operating without proper authorization. This enforcement exercise targets over 200 health facilities, including clinics, laboratories, and maternity homes deemed unfit to provide safe medical care. HEFRA's proactive stance aims to uphold national healthcare standards and protect citizens from substandard medical practices. The agency's public relations officer, Christabel Iram, said they will not tolerate any compromise on public health, vowing to shut down facilities that fail to meet regulatory requirements.
Either you show us your license or we are closing down the facility. We understand that because this is a big company, there are some protocols that we may have to follow. But we also wanted them to understand that this is a regulatory body. So, and we can barge in at any time because we do unannounced inspections. Some of the monitorings that we do are unannounced. We don't have to inform you that we are coming. So once we come, and we have shown you our ID cards, we have come with the police, you have seen that we are officials from the health, from HEFRA, I think that you would have to let us in. So to actually prevent us from entering, I think it wasn't right on their part. Thank God we are in now. So we are now going to the facility. So the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, we are determined. No matter how big you are, you just have to do the right thing. So when we go in there, it's your license or we are closing you down.
And we are expecting over 200 health facilities, just as you indicated to me earlier, to be shut down in the Ashanti region alone. This raises concern about public health.
Well, in the Ashanti region, we have, you see, we would be looking, for the data that we have over 200 facilities operating without licenses. So it's not going to be a one-day exercise because, like I explained earlier, because of the public advocacy and the public announcement that we are doing, some are coming. As we speak, I think some people have troop to our offices and then they are doing the right thing, they are paying for inspection, and then there is a team on standby going to inspect their facilities. So it could be that by the time we are done with this exercise, maybe this week, the numbers may reduce because a number of them would go, and because they've heard what we are doing, they would go and then kick in the process.
Well, let's head now to the Ashanti region. Harry Nanabuachi joins us live with the latest on the crackdown. We appreciate your time. We've just been hearing from HEFRA tell us that they've closed down 10 different clinics. Tell us the names of this institution and what really did HEFRA find when they visited?
Well, over 10, just as you indicated, 10 health facilities
have been affected by the operation led by the task force from HEFRA. Some of the fractions of these institutions are that they have not renewed their licenses, majority of them. Some of them do not have licenses at all. And then some others do not also meet the standards to operate as health facilities in the Ashanti region alone. We're expecting over 200 facilities to be shut down by the end of the operation, which is going to be Friday. First day, the big fish here was Guinness Ghana, Kumasi, where a clinic operating in the premises of the company is not or has not renewed its license since 2019, making it very problematic for them, and so their facility was shut down today. Others include clinics, eye centers, maternity wards, and other health centers, including pharmacies as well, operating in the Ashanti region, who have refused to comply with the regulatory agencies' rules that permits them to issue licenses and then inspect these facilities as time goes on.
But what is HEFRA's defense really? Some of these facilities have been operating for years without licenses. Why are they now cracking the whip?
Now, it all boils down to HEFRA's new strategy on making sure that all of these institutions, all of these health facilities do comply with Part 1, Section 11 of the Act that mandates them to issue licenses. Now, they say that for some time now, they've been issuing warnings and caution to some of these institutions. So for Guinness Ghana, they have had their caution notes for about 3 months now. But since then, they've refused to comply with the rules by registering. And so HEFRA says that all these institutions who've been given earlier notes and earlier caution, refusing to do so at this point in time, are the ones that they are chasing. Others who are still not going to be caught during this process would receive their caution notes and then will be traced later. But as it stands now in the Ashanti region alone, over 200 of them were giving their caution notes to come and register or renew their licenses or go ahead to meet with the standards that require them to be registered as health facilities. They have received that notice, but they refuse to comply with that notice as at now, making them go ahead with this kind of operation that you see over the past weeks. And
Thank you so much, Anabachi Adam, for that update.
Well, let's stay a bit longer on health, because health of Ghanaians is at risk as more than 17 traditional health facilities have been found operating without licenses. That's according to the Traditional Medicine Practicing Council, which today launched a major enforcement clampdown in the Greater Accra region. The operation targets massage centers, gymnasiums, chiropractic clinics, traditional healing centers, and other outfits accused of flouting regulatory processes. Michael Lawson, head of compliance at the council, tells Joy News the facilities were shut down for breaching safety regulations and posing potential health hazards. Stephen Mensah has more in the following report.
The enforcement exercise began in the Adenta municipality with the closure of a traditional herbal center where products worth several hundreds of cedis were confiscated. Next, the task force moved in on another herbal center whose operator alleges that his attempt to secure a license had been frustrated by the council.
Yeah, they should be able to do, but there's frustration there. See, when you go, they don't tell you anything.
How much are you supposed to pay for all that?
Oh, this one alone, the last time I went to the office, they say it's 32,000, 3,200.
At the Ultra Spa, the story was no different. Head of compliance at the council, Michael Lawson, says the clampdown is necessary to enforce safety standards and protect public health. According to officials, the operation is targeting massage centers, chiropractic clinics, traditional healing centers, and other facilities accused of operating outside regulatory approval processes.
Still on health, the Health Minister, Kwabena Minta Kando, has announced that government will clear all outstanding salary arrears owed to nurses and midwives by November 2025. Speaking at a press conference amid growing agitation from nursing unions across the country, the minister revealed that the Finance Ministry has received cabinet approval to release funds for the payment. Fatal Bayaga has more in the following report.
The minister noted that the ministry understands the challenges the affected nurses and midwives have been facing, having gone without salaries for about 10 months. He assured that Cabinet has approved for the finance minister to clear the arrears of some 6,500 nurses and midwives by November.
As I speak to you now, that about 6,500, that will add up to the 7,000 already being paid, making 13,500. That allowance, that's over 6,000. Cabinet has approved that with immediate effect, starting from November, the Minister for Finance must pay them.
The minister also noted that the ministry has secured clearance and has commenced migrating hundreds of unpaid junior doctors onto the public payroll.
You recently heard some junior doctors threatening to go on strike. They have started work without clearance, without salaries, without pay. Again, we collaborated with the Ministry of Finance, and as I speak to you now, we have succeeded in getting them clearance and they are being migrated onto the payroll.
Stephen Kojo Tachia, convener of the Coalition of Unpaid Nurses and Midwives Association, expressed excitement following the health minister's assurance to clear their 10-month salary arrears.
So yes, I would say we are excited with the response from the ministry, because we brought a petition, and in response to the petition, the minister has assured us they have had a go-ahead from Cabinet to start paying us in the coming month, that is in November. And with that, we say thank you to the minister and the ministry. We are really excited.
And you keep disrespectful.
When asked about his decision to grant the nurse clemency after the latter allegedly used inappropriate words against him, the minister said the step demonstrates acceptance of divergent views and should not encourage irresponsible behavior.
So I have absolutely nothing against anybody who demonstrates. But of course, as I stated earlier on, let us do that responsibly. And so I'll urge the Director General of the Ghana Health Service to temper justice with mercy. This is not to encourage anybody to act irresponsibly.
For Joy News, Fatah Bayaga, Accra.
Well, let's shift our attention now. In the wake of the devastating boat accident on the Volta Lake, which claimed 15 lives, including 11 children, the VOT Regional Minister John Kojo Japan is actually advocating for new regulation that will require residents of island communities along the lake to own life jackets. The tragedy occurred when an overloaded boat capsized during a routine crossing of the lake, sparking an investigation led by the Ghana Maritime Authority.
The authority has begun a full-scale probe into the incident involving the maritime inspectors and the Navy task force to determine the cause and hold accountable those responsible. The Deputy Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority, Masawudu Mubarak, explains the scope of the ongoing investigations and calls for a review of the existing law to give the authority more power to enforce and penalize persons who breach safety standards.
I mean, we are drawing from people from the Maritime Police. I mean, already there's a Navy detachment that is at Keteprachi that is quite close. They already have been deployed, and officials from the Ghana Maritime Authority. So at this stage, we don't have the full complement of the team that we require to be able to begin entirely the investigations. But this is what we are learning now. It will interest you to also know that we are a bit handicapped when it comes to the legal backing that we require to be able to make enforcement of some of these provisions. For instance, we are still working on an act of parliament that really would have in it all the regulations for us to really have the power to be able to enforce some of these measures. So as it stands, the only thing really we have a hand on that we can utilize in terms of regulation and law is a provision within the Ghana Shipping Act that talks about load line marking. And I heard the DC talk about it. So the Ghana Maritime Authority officials who are there occasionally would go and inspect boats and mark and indicate the safety limits of loading on the boat so that these operators do not load the boats beyond these limits. But unfortunately, sometimes there's that tendency of people feeling that, oh, we can get away with it this time, and they flout it. So,
meanwhile, the OT Regional Director of NADMO, Foster Jere, has disclosed that ill-fated boat was being operated by an 11-year-old, describing the tragedy as another reminder of the weak enforcement of safety standards, especially the use of life jackets, which are often unavailable in many lakeside communities.
We have life jackets given to the commercial boats. We normally, organization and NADMO normally give a life jacket to commercial boats. And the boat that they are using is a private, a boat that they use for fishing. It's not other big. So you can see that the people who are on board are kids. So only 3 adults who are part. One is 68 years, 48, and 36. The rest are 12, 2 years, 4 years, and 11 years. Even the guy who is even handling the boat is 11 years, madam.
Right. Also joining us is the Kratchi DC. We're grateful for your time, sir.
Well, we apologize for that. The minister's proposal for fresh regulation raises questions about accountability and the role of authorities in ensuring safety on Ghana's waterways.
Life jackets that we give, they don't want to use it. It is not like we haven't given them life jackets. There have been a lot of life jackets. NADMO brought a lot of life jackets.
We seem to have lost connection to Mr. John briefly, but it's imperative that he makes that point because that was where I was heading to, really. How to deal.
We apologize for that, but the minister also revealed that monitoring by the Ghana Maritime Authority in these communities has been lacking. He says they are also under-resourced.
Unfortunately, the number of people, maritime workers are few. They are very, very few. They come and they are done by. You may get them at Kratchi West. They are few. And they have, let's say, a few boats themselves. The Navy has a rescue boat at Dambai. They may have it at Kratchi too. But this is not enough. This is not enough at all. Depending on the number of islands that we have on the Volta Lake, the number of people that we deploy to come and do these services are woefully inadequate. Woefully inadequate at all.
So how will you fix this problem?
Yeah, we want to fix it. We are going to get all the municipal assemblies that have these islands on them, educate them, and do bylaws that anybody who have to stay on the island should have a life jacket. You should like.
And whose responsibility is it to provide them with the life jacket? Just clarify for me.
It is the responsibility of NADMO, the responsibility of the district assemblies or the municipal assemblies. It is also the responsibility of our honorable members of parliament who are responsible for all this one. The assemblies, the municipal assemblies.
Well, away from that, fresh report by the National Development Planning Commission has exposed the alarming cost of delayed government projects, with Ghana losing over 70 billion Ghana cedis in 2024 alone. The 2024 annual progress report reveals that inflation and the unstable cedi-dollar exchange rate have been major contributors to the surge in project costs, causing many initiatives to exceed their original budgets and timelines. According to the chief analyst at NDPC, Isaac Kwesi Ewe, the situation demands attention and action to mitigate the impact of these delays on the economy and citizens' lives.
In terms of resource allocation and expenditure, we see an increase in expenditure on capital investment. But this amount is inadequate compared to the number of projects that are going on across the district. A total of 17,993 projects are happening across the country, and that amount cannot help complete these projects on time. So what we see, delays. See a lot of delays as time overruns. There are projects in Shama district in the western region that's about 20 years old. Initially it was planned for just about 6 months. That project has been in the system for 20 years now. Same at German South. When you go to Upper East Regional Coordinating Council, as a project started during Kutwa Champions time. Last time we visited them, that project was still ongoing. And so, because of inadequate funds for these capital projects, they are still running and have unduly delayed. And once they delay, it means that they will incur cost overruns. And if you look at the total year in this country, last year, about 70 billion Ghana cedis is a total cost overrun of all of these projects. That is not good.
Well, we are joined on the phone line by the Director of Research at the NDPC, Richard Cheneboa-Kodia. Grateful for your time. Now, have you been able to establish the actual factors causing these delays?
Yes, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Yes, in the report, we made indication of inflation, exchange rate variability, especially as the cedi depreciates, and also sometimes low GDP or growth in the economy contribute to some of these overruns that we experience. A project that is supposed to run maybe 3 years or even a year or sometimes 5 years, and then you end up stretching it well beyond 7 years, 10 years, and they are still in the books. So what happens is the situation where the implementers would have to revise their costing to reflect the current situation, and these are the implications that we experience. If we are able to tighten up and prioritize so that we also secure the necessary funding for these projects, then we are able to be definite. If it is 1 year, by the end of that 1 year period, the project is fully executed and we can derive the real benefits of these projects. We want to encourage and really enforce that project preparation documents are made well in advance with all the funding also made available. And if there is the need for any throwback, it's also well anticipated and the funding provided for, so that we don't delay in executing these projects.
If this is not done, I think that point has been made, if this is not done well, what impact is it going to have on the overall development of the country?
Then we slack in our attainment of development outcomes. And mind you, the citizens are waiting. There are some of these projects that we have strong indication of delivering them so that the people, citizens will benefit from it, be it health related, education, energy, even roads and things like that. If they are not delivered in good time, then over a period of time, citizens will not trust government or even public sector institutions anymore. And so we want to ensure that we can prioritize and just limit ourselves to the ones that we have funding for. And of course, grow the economy so that we also not experience some of these shocks that sometimes are out of our internal control, I should say.
All right. Thank you so much.
stark warning that its operational costs for treating and delivering safe drinking water could skyrocket to 17.7 billion Ghana cedis by 2030 if the current pace of environmental degradation driven by illegal mining continues unchecked. The company says the rapid rise in costs driven largely by polluted water sources. Currency depreciation and infrastructure damage poses a serious threat to sustainable water supply across the country.
In 2023, Ghana Water Limited's operation cost stood at 4.1 billion cedis, increased to 5.5 billion cedis in 2024, and then increased again by 46.6% to 8.1 billion cedis this year. The company projects the cost to be 9.46 billion in 2026 and it could reach 17.7 billion cedis by 2030. Representing this in the next 5 years, the cost in maintenance and water production to citizens could more than double. Eastern Regional Chief of the Ghana Water Limited, Paul Ankanya, over the weekend told reporters that the turbidity level in Chebi have exceeded the capacity of each treatment plant, forcing the Ghana Water Limited to shut it down.
At the point they have to even leave the drain line continuously on, because when you close, because you have to shut and then desilt at a particular interval, you'll be having what we call turnover. The water will not settle. Now when you add the coagulant, the flux are supposed to form, settle, then the clean water decant for filtration. But at certain times that will not happen because of the level of siltation. So when you get to that extent, all you have to do is to shut down the treatment plant. So as we speak, Chebi Water Treatment Plant has been shut down for about 2 months now because the turbidity figure has gone beyond what the package plant we have over here.
Meanwhile, Global President of the Full Gospel Business Men's Fellowship International, Francis Owusu, has criticized the growing trend of selfishness among Ghanaians, reasons he attributes to the inability to end the Galamsey menace.
Greed and the desire to get rich quickly have eaten deep into the moral fabric of our society, fed by some negative tendencies on social media. The result of all this is what we see in the scramble for gold to the detriment of our environment, especially our water bodies.
National President of the group, Emmanuel Baba Mahama, called on all business owners and leaders to manifest good practices in the course of their work.
It is pursuing the greatest business. I can assure you that it goes beyond a slogan. Indeed, it is a clarion call from heaven, a loud and clear reminder to every believer that the highest business on earth is the proclamation of the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ until his glorious return.
While you're still watching Joy News Prime with us, Carlos Caloni.
I'm Faustina Safo. We'll be back after this quick turn. Welcome back from the break.
To some other stories now. President Mahama is warning that unilateral tariffs are creating confusion and unpredictability in the world economy. Speaking during a bilateral meeting with Premier of the State Council of China, Lin Kuan, he called for stronger alliance built on shared values, stressing that Ghana and China together, with all nations that uphold multilateral values, should draw even closer in the face of global uncertainty. We'll hear from him shortly, but first, he has expressed confidence that Ghana will, in the very near future, have its first female president. He spoke at the Global Leaders Meeting on Women in Beijing, China, where our presidential affairs correspondent Maxwell Agbagba is reporting from.
global leaders meeting on women hosted by Chinese President Xi Jinping and UN Women has brought together world leaders on the 13th and 14th of October to renew the spirit of the 1995 Beijing Declaration and accelerate its implementation. This year's event holds special significance. It marks 80 years since the founding of the United Nations and 30 years since the 4th World Conference on Women held right in Beijing. Speaking at the opening ceremony, which had Chinese President Xi Jinping in attendance, President Mahama outlined key policies his government has introduced to promote gender equality and uplift women.
A policy that reserves 50% of microfinance and small-scale loans funding for women entrepreneurs. Nationwide distribution of sanitary pads for schoolgirls to address their menstrual health and also prevent absenteeism from school. Free tertiary education for persons with disability, especially women, and the no academic fee stress policy for first-year tertiary students.
Expressing optimism about Ghana's future, President Mahama said he's confident that the nation will in the very near future see its first female president.
The government of Ghana has continued to take decisive steps to mainstream gender across our national development policies. We've achieved historic milestones, including the election of Ghana's first female vice president, and the unprecedented appointment of women to leadership positions in government, the judiciary, and I am confident that in the very near future, our women will break the glass ceiling and there will be a woman president of the Republic of Ghana.
Away from that, Belakwa Mineral Water is encouraging Ghanaians to take a break and focus on their mental health through its Healing Together walk-in vigil. The brand brought hundreds together in Accra and the Abri Hills to reflect, reconnect and refresh both their mind and their body. Michael Na has more in the following report.
The Healing Together walk began with an about 6-kilometer journey from Mayi Mensa to Peduase, but for many, the Healing Together walk was more about peace of mind than physical fitness. Hundreds of students, fitness lovers, and professionals joined the trek, symbolizing a united call to slow down and care for one's well-being. At the finish point, participants took part in games and cool-down sessions, turning the morning into celebration of joy and togetherness. A week later, the campaign shifted from high energy to heartfelt at the Healing Together Vigil, held at Alias Frances in Accra, where music and laughter filled the night with performances from some Ghanaian artists and comedians. The event also featured mental health experts who led open discussion on stress, resilience, and importance of seeking help. In an interview with Chris Adu Sarkodie, head of marketing at Belakwa, expressed the essence of this initiative.
With the objective of the brand, it's not just about producing quality hydration. We look out for the total well-being of the human being, of our consumer target. So we create this platform to encourage people to take a break, take a break from the stress, from your career stress, from marital stress, from financial stress, and all of it, Because if you want to focus on just physical hydration, yes, you drink water, you will be healthy, you'll be fine, and then what? Your brain will not be functioning, you'll not be productive, you are depressed, you don't know where to go, what to do, and all of that. But we on this day every time bring here not less than 7 experts, including psychologists and psychiatrists. And then we choose a theme, we publish it on digital platforms so people know what we are coming to discuss.
Speaking to Joy News, clinical psychologist and lecturer at the University of Ghana Medical School, Seth Mausis Asafo, urged Ghanaians to take their mental health seriously.
Prioritize your mental health. Your mental health is as important as your physical health. Don't ever say that, mental health is a distant concept. It's not. It's something that you need to be active about, or it will make sure that it messes with you. So prioritize your mental health. Eat a little, drink a little, have fun, sleep a little, exercise. All those are powerful things that reduce your stress and make it difficult for you to go into a mental health related challenge.
Belakwa's Take a Break initiative continues to grow, inspiring Ghanaians to pause, reflect, and heal together. Reporting for Joy News, Michael Awa.
Well, it's time for showbiz, and Becky Bex joins me in the studio, looking all glamorous as usual.
It's my hair on TV. Oh, thank you so much. Just for my, yeah, do that. Oh, thank you, thank you. I haven't changed, I know.
Oh, happy birthday, though.
Oh, thank you so much. I had a really wonderful day. See, firstly, this is, I didn't think that I had, so many people, loving on me.
Aww.
And on Saturday, I think Ghana showed me love, and I really, really am appreciative of the love and the care. And your sister is celebrating her birthday today as well.
Rita Safo, happy birthday.
Oh, Rita,
yes,
you're an October born. We love all October borns. Mama, me too. Oh, I miss Agrasco. But, well, I know we miss Agrasco and everything, yes, but we have to tell you about this story. Multidisciplinary artist and fashion designer Nanaya Asari Boydu has called for renewed government investment in Ghana's cotton sector. She describes it as a crucial step towards building a sustainable fashion economy and creating jobs across the country. Speaking to Joy News on the sidelines of the Diplomatic Fashion Gala for charity held in Accra over the weekend, Asari Boydu lamented the near collapse of Ghana's once vibrant cotton industry, where textile factories now lie abandoned.
I think the government should put more into the cotton sector, bringing back factories. I think we used to have factories in the north. None of them are open anymore. They've all been abandoned. We're importing everything from China and elsewhere, and it's such a shame. Our traditional methods are being lost, and we're using more polyester, which is actually not good for us because it seeps into the skin. Cotton is much more breathable and better for your health. So I think if the government would kind of look, it would also be kind of creating more jobs as well. So, and also, for example, in the north, you have people, very, very few people who do this really beautiful method of the traditional spinning that's nearly being lost because a lot of the young people are not actually doing it anymore. Everybody wants to be on TikTok or Instagram or, some kind of IG babe, so it's a shame that these things are being lost. So I would love to kind of I would love for the government to put more money in that sector for us to preserve our history, our tradition.
Well, let's move away from fashion and talk about awards in this country. Raskuku was on Daybreak Hits this morning, and he's been talking about a lot of things. I'm sure he's promoting something. And he's been talking about awards. He says that if you're in Ghana, if you're a musician, and you say that you don't like awards, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. I didn't say that. It's Raskuku who said that. Let's listen to Raskuku, why he says that awards are very important in this country.
Hey, people say they don't do music for award. They don't like the award. You did.
Everybody wants an award.
And you want it.
And I want it. Whoever says he doesn't want an award is a liar.
Oh, they said they don't do it for the awards.
They are lying.
Why do you say they are
because
lying?
They are lying. They know they are lying. Yeah.
What does it do to you?
It gives me joy. Yeah, because it makes the people too happy, especially the fans.
Yeah.
After work, like you planting cassava and then the cassava doesn't come. So yeah, you plant the music comes, and then when there's anything around it, we give it to the fans. Just like the way I won the award and then I gave it to the fans. We find them, we are from Refi, and people were jealous. Jealousy go kill them.
So everybody likes award.
Everybody in Ghana, every artist likes award. Wants an award. Yeah, and don't be. I don't know the word. I don't want to use, but don't be deceived by some people by saying they don't like award or they don't want to see it. No, they want it. They like it. Yeah, they need it too. It's very important.
Okay.
Here's the case. People say they don't like award, but when you go online, you see them comparing themselves to other people, and then they bring out the award at the phone. Who will win it? I can't win it.
Derby.
And it is only be awarding because we win. Yeah, so that means it's very important. Award there. If you are an artist in Ghana, why you 20 years without winning VGMB? Oh, Davy. Obi some of them. Yeah, people cry.
Yeah, people
cry. Yeah, they hide and cry because
for not winning awards, for not getting
for not
nomination.
having the plaque.
The plaque.
Yeah. If I open my hall right now, it will be there. But yo.
Raskuku there, Raskuku. Do you love Raskuku?
Well, let's do it.
You don't? Well, I'll tell you more about Raskuku and what he.
But if you are so obsessed about the award,
he's not. I think
you can't just buy some at the mall.
You can't award yourself.
Put it in your room.
You can't award yourself.
If you really want it, though.
But people like the award. It gives you some sort of credibility. Sometimes it adds on to it. That's why a lot of people
like the Dr. UN award.
Well, Dr. UN award.
So much credibility there, is it?
Dr. UN. We are sorry, please. We're sorry for mentioning Dr. UN, but
sad.
May her soul rest in perfect peace. There's more on this particular story and other entertainment stories on myjoyonline.com/entertainment. Oh, it's art, culture, and entertainment.
Okay.
So, the song in the background is Weniku Meho by Diana Hamilton. We have to be very grateful to God for bringing us this far. It's been a long day. We have other people coming in as well. Business will be here for Prime Business. The sports coming up.
Of course.
It's been the grace of God. Let me preach, honey.
Hallelujah.
It's been the grace of God keeping us, and we are grateful to God for bringing us here and ending with us successfully. Take it away. Thank you, Ashilevi, for that song. You know I love it. And to all the background members, we love you all. And it's my birthday. We're still celebrating the birthday. Praise the Lord, people.